Hey, Jesse here, Hot Off the Wheels. Thanks for tuning in. Your ears aren't deceiving, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. My account wasn't hacked. I am actually posting a brand new video, first one in quite a while, I acknowledge. Definitely a lot longer than I thought it would be before I posted my next video, for sure. And I'll get into all of that and why I'm not as active as I once was in posting. With that being said, we're going to be opening up this J-Car diecast box. We're going to be cracking open two separate car culture sets inside. Pretty excited about it. My wife had ordered these as a surprise for my birthday earlier this month, so we're going to open them together, showcase them off, see what they look like, see what we find. And I'll post a link in the description below if they're still available to order online from J-Car. And just as J-Car mentioned on their website, I'll reiterate, they cannot guarantee you the 05. They can't guarantee you the chase in any case. Just like if you were to order mainline Hot Wheels, they cannot guarantee you a treasure hunt or super treasure hunt inside. It's just going to be random, just how they come from the factory. They just ship them out, and, it's happenstance whether you get a super or a chase or not. I've ordered plenty from them before and not received one and not getting lucky. And other times I've ordered cases and gotten lucky. So again, it's just complete random off the wall happenstance or luck if you get a chase or super ordering. But with that being said, order at your own discretion. And we're going to get into kind of the nitty gritty of why I'm not as active, why I'm not posting as much anymore. But yeah, if you don't want to listen to me kind of talk throughout the entire video, you want to mute the audio and watch the video, by all means. Or if you want to, change the channel, you do what you want to do. I'm just going to giving you a forewarning. I'm probably going to be speaking throughout this entire video, just because there's a lot of facets to what I'm going to go into and how I feel about the hobby as a whole, and kind of where I'm at with the diecast community and the hobby. Again, I'm only speaking for myself. These are just my thoughts, my opinions, my feedback. Again, I'm not speaking for anyone other than myself. But a big culprit or catalyst for why I'm not posting peg hunt videos like I once was is a big part of it is out of respect for stores and employees. And you might think it's out of like a privacy thing. No, it's not anything to do with that. While I always try to remain respectful of people's privacy, even though there's no real expectation of privacy in public. But again, I always try to be respectful to not film people, who may not want to be filmed, right? The golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. So again, I always try to be respectful, not to film their faces, things like that. Try not to film kids if I can help it, things like that. But with that being said, it had nothing to do with that. It's more about being respectful to the stores and employees, because unfortunately, there are lowlifes out there who can't accept and acknowledge that people may have better luck or success in pulling things that they may not be able to. For whatever reason. Maybe they aren't hunting as often or as much. Maybe they live in a area that doesn't see a whole lot, right? Whatever reason, maybe they don't see as much. They're not having as much luck or success, but yet they want to. They want to project their anger, their bitterness, their anger and frustrations out onto somebody else. And what better person than Hot Off the Wheels, right? So yeah, unfortunately, I've had those people, and I don't mind. I honestly don't mind if you want to troll and hate on me, by all means. I don't have a problem with that. Where I have a problem, where I draw the line, is when people, get the stores involved. To me, that's just another level of pettiness, of bitterness, of just patheticness, honestly. It's just pathetic. If you're over here calling stores to complain about another adult doing the same thing that you have the opportunity to do, the same thing that every other collector and hunter does for diecast, going into stores and just Hot Wheel hunting, browsing for Hot Wheels, and you're calling and complaining about that, you're throwing a tantrum about that. To me, that's just another level I can't even wrap my mind around. But yeah, here we are. I would never have thought, 5-10 years ago when I started. Well, I didn't start, of course, posting videos 10 years ago. But when I started collecting and hunting, and then when I started, of course, my channel, started posting videos, I never would have imagined there would be people who would, either locally or online, I don't know who it was, would throw such a fit, a tirade, and call the stores to complain. I mean, that's a new level I've never thought I would experience. But yeah, somebody, I think it was last year or early this year, started calling around to some stores that I guess they find out where I live, or maybe they know where I live because they're local. Again, I don't really know who this person was, but they called, they found out, I guess, what area I hunt. Again, I don't know if they had direct knowledge or not, or that, it's probably not hard to figure out. But with that being said, called around in some stores, and I know of at least 2 Dollar Trees that got calls about me, and it's just mind-blowing. It really is. One of the stores I had a conversation with, it was kind of comical, we had kind of had a laugh about it, but I started thinking about it after the fact, and, the truth of the matter is, even though it's really quite sad that I'm assuming it was probably an adult, another adult collector doing this, it's quite sad that they would go to that extreme, to that level of pettiness, of bitterness, resentfulness, jealousy, what have you, whatever the culprit behind it all, to go to that length of calling a store just to try to have somebody, I guess, kicked out, or to maybe cast them in a bad light. I don't really know. But again, somebody did it. And, I started thinking about it after the fact. And these stores, the truth of the matter is, these stores, these employees, they don't get paid enough to keep up with your drama, okay? They don't get paid enough to care about your diecast drama. Again, it just baffles me that people get stores and employees involved into, the drama politics of, oh, well, that person opened a case last time, it's my turn to open a case, or whatever. I mean, again, if you have beef with another local in the store or online or whatever, the employees aren't there. They're not your parents. They're not referees. They don't care. They shouldn't have to care. You should be a grown enough adult to handle it on your own between another adult. You know what I mean? To the fact that these grown adults are getting stores and employees involved in these, silly politics over a kid's toy car is just absurd. It's ridiculous. And again, it's just a level I never thought we would get to, but yeah, here we are. So it's been a lot of that out of respect of these stores and employees to not continue to get calls, that I've kind of stopped posting PyCon videos. And the thing is, I know I shouldn't let maybe the haters win, the trolls win. In a sense, yeah, I guess they kind of did. In a sense, they didn't. I'm still out here hitting the stores. I'm still Hot Wheel and diecast hunting. So you're not stopping me. But the funny thing is, I don't know if they genuinely thought these stores were giving me special preferential treatment, because the theme of the call, from what I gather, and again, I've only heard from 2 stores. I don't know if any other stores were called. I didn't go around asking. I don't really care. But the theme, it seems like they were under the impression, or they were trying to imply, that these stores were giving me special preferential treatment, that they were calling or tipping me off to drops or holding cases and things specifically for me. And none of that is substantiated. None of that is even remotely true. Like, not one iota truth in any of that. And again, I don't know if this person was under that false pretense or assumption that there was truth to that I was getting special preferential treatment from these stores, or they just wanted to cast me in that bad light to hope that the stores would, just kick me out. They're like, well, gee golly, he's really doing that at the stores? Well, we'll just have him kicked out. I mean, again, I'm not doing anything anybody else isn't doing. Who goes into a store looking for Hot Wheels, So again, it's just a level of pettiness I never thought we would see in this community. But yeah, here we are. With that being said, are there still a lot of great people in this community? Absolutely. I'm constantly doing trades and things through Instagram or through locals, and there's a lot of good people in this hobby. But with that being said, there's a lot of snakes, there's a lot of dirtbags, there's a lot of whiners and crybabies, and if you want to put me in that category, you're welcome to do so, because I'm, speaking about this, and, I'm speaking my truths, my piece. Again, I'm speaking on my behalf, no one else's. I'm not a diecast representative for the community as a whole. Again, these are just my thoughts, my opinions. Take it for what it's worth. And if you want to call me a crybaby because I brought it up, by all means, you're welcome to your opinions. But yeah, so partly of that is, a big part of that is why I'm not posting as much. Another reason is I don't really hit stores as often as I was. I'm not hunting quite as often as I was. I still hunt maybe on a daily or weekly basis, but I've become a lot more selective about when and where I go. Partly because stores have become so predictable in their stock times. A lot of them are. Of course, there's a few stores here and there that are, they do midday, pulls and things like that, and they've kind of gotten a little bit more random, but a lot of them are down to a science. It doesn't take much to, hunt a store long enough to know that, you know, a lot of Targets, say, for example, in my area, are openers, or, you know, 8 to 10 o'clock, you know what I mean? So it's not hard to pinpoint stores down to a specific time of when you can expect stock. And just Walmarts are the same predictability. And while that's nice, it's convenient, right? But at the same time, it's nothing new. Every other collector knows the same thing in the local area, right? So then you're just sitting there with all these other locals, you know, and that, of course, you know, creates drama and conflict at times. Personally, I honestly don't have any problem running into fellow collectors. 99% of them are pretty cool and laid back. We'll sit there and talk at the door, walk to the aisle together. You know, we're not over here like running to the aisle trying to beat out each other. Again, all that's just childish silliness to me. You know, but if you want to do that, that's your thing. Go for it. But again, I'm not going to sit there and run to the pegs over a kid's toy. And I'll split the case with you. You know, and if you happen to pull the super, you know what I mean, that's cool. Not a big deal. Maybe next time you'll, you know, let me have the super if we, you know, open the store together and there's only one case. You know, that's just, to me, common respect, mutual, you know, just respect and decency. You know what I mean? To treat others the way you want to be treated. But yeah, anyways, I'm kind of gotten off on some tangents. But another reason why I don't hit and hunt as much as I was is there aren't that many stores post-COVID that really have a great selection, you know, that are worth like constantly hitting up, other than, of course, your big box retailers that everybody knows about, your Targets and your Walmarts, certain grocery stores. But stores like Ingles used to be, one of my Ingles is a grocery store near me here in the South. Used to be a pretty nice little store I used to hit up a lot or often, and they've taken their entire diecast, or their toy aisle, should I say, their entire toy aisle down to an end cap. Whereas like pre-COVID, before COVID, they might have an end cap just for Hot Wheels alone, and now they've taken their entire toy selection and put it on end cap. So you can guess how many pegs they probably have for Hot Wheels, like maybe 1 or 2 if you're lucky. You know, so you know you're not going to have a great chance of, or shot at probably pulling a super there. You know, it's probably going to take several weeks or a month or 2 before they put out an entire case. You know what I mean? Whereas if you go to a Walmart or Target, you know, you can probably see an entire case, you know, in one stop, right? So again, it's just those things of being smart and wise. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to stores that have, you know, a low selection to pick from, but again, I don't go out of my way to hunt those exclusively, you know, to go out of my way to hit those. You know, if I'm on my way to another store, or I'm trying to kill some time between drops or something, or if I'm just having to go grocery shopping, sure, I'll check them out. But again, I don't go out of my way to hit those just because there's usually not a great shot or chance at luck there. But that's just me. And again, auto parts stores, 9 out of 10 of them in my area are employed by car enthusiasts. And of course, car enthusiasts are going to probably be, you know, collectors of die-cast cars as well. It's not rocket science. So a lot of times, you know, at O'Reilly and all these other auto parts stores, the good stuff hardly makes it over the counter. It rarely makes it over the counter in my area, at least. So I don't hardly waste my time there. And again, the list just goes on and on. Publix grocery stores near me used to be a little place I used to enjoy hunting, even though they're international cars and they are a little bit harder to come by for supers. But it's not impossible. There's plenty of people that find them, and I've found them before in the past as well. But there's a local guy who everybody knows, who is a vendor for, you know, like a third-party vendor or whatever for Publix. He has early access to Publix inside. So he's got the first basically run of Hot Wheels in the back and on the pegs. So why am I going to really go out of my way unless I'm actually grocery shopping, you know, to hunt Publix these days? Because if it's a store I know he works out of, you know what I mean, my chances are pretty slim. So again, it's just a lot of those things going on. There's of course stores that, you know, have inside employees that are doing some, you know, snaky, you know, stuff as well. You know, could I report them? Sure. Is it worth my time to report them? You know, with turnover as it is, and again, employees hardly getting paid, I'm not trying to get anybody fired. I'm not trying to cause an uproar over a kid's toy. Eventually, they'll probably find another job, you know what I mean? They'll move on. Turnover rate at a lot of these retail places are pretty high, but yeah, check it out, guys. I can't believe I've pulled two premium chases out of these cases. I was definitely blown away. But yeah, again, if you order a case, don't exactly expect to replicate or duplicate the same results. I think it's very rare that I've ever ordered 2 cases and gotten 2 chases. Very rare. I don't think I've ever done that before. I've ordered a case before and gotten lucky, and I've ordered like several cases and maybe pulled one. But yeah, 2 for 2 is pretty incredible. So I'm definitely thankful for that, because I haven't had any luck and success in finding these chases in stores. And I haven't seen the World Tour, the World Series, whatever this other set's called. I haven't seen that one in stores yet. But with that being said, guys, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Again, those are just a myriad of different reasons, and there's even more reasons than that. But again, a lot of it's just out of respect for stores, with people as petty as they are. I don't know. I'm just not trying to give stores and employees a harder time than they already have. You know what I mean? I've worked retail. My heart goes out to them. Anybody who works retail, so let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully I'll post up maybe another unboxing or just some random diecast videos from time to time. And I may still post up a pet hunt here and there. So stay tuned. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for bearing with me as I rant and rave and being long-winded. I'll see you on the next one.